Welcome back to the post-match, post-mortem Ekstraklasa on sports tonight. The fog descended on Łódź, on the pitch, shrouding it all in mist. Seemed that Mother Nature herself had enough of this game between Widzew Łódź and Lech Poznan. In the end, they got to the final whistle just about. Lech Poznan winning 1-0 away for the fourth time this season, reminiscing or reminding us British fans of George Graham's Arsenal in the late 80s, early 90s. Robert BLASZCZAK. The point being, though, that George Graham's Arsenal side won a couple of titles as well. Well,
never knows. Perhaps Lech will do as well. It's actually interesting because this is the first Lech win at Widzew Łódź for 15 years now. Yeah.
So in a way, 97, the first bloom of youth for Chris Graham. Remember that? Yeah,
fantastic year.
I was so young, I don't even remember. But I have to tell you that so regardless of the quality of the performance, we were still witnesses of a history of Polish football.
And Chris Graham, hats off to you as well. Our tipster guru, you tipped it up as under 1.5 goals from the offside. Always seemed that whoever scored first would get it. And I suppose by virtue of the fact they had more chances on target, you have to say Lech Poznan deserved it on the night.
I think Lech Poznan deserved to win. For me, it was like the archetypal Lech performance tonight, wasn't it? It was everything I imagined. You know, sturdy.
7th clean sheet from 11 games.
Yeah, I mean, and that just six goals conceded this season. That's fantastic. And I was quick to criticise them 4 weeks ago. Their game, it's a very clear game plan, and it worked wonders tonight. And another 3 points, but not the most exciting of games.
No, Chichi Konto is known, isn't it? I think his clean sheet in Polish. We chose the right one tonight. Of course, the manager for Lech Poznan, Murak, has he got an option now if they go behind? Is there any doubt there that perhaps they haven't got a plan B? Do you worry about them at all from what we've seen? Sazarski's injured, of course, the top scorer. I suppose he'll come back in and perhaps
well, hopefully we're going to find out sometime soon, because as it stands, Lech are so stubborn in the way how they want to implement the game plan over their opponents. And I have to admit, I'm not a great fan of that way of playing football, but it's so efficient and so, in the same, giving the reward by getting more points on the board, just going higher. I just, maybe this is how you win the league. Maybe we just have to, give up on our romantic, thinking.
Don't tell us that.
Well, last week it was Simon Drevniak, an unlikely scorer.
Support,
tonight it's the captain, Rafał Morawski, who's got almost 1,000 minutes. He's been on the pitch more than any other Lech Poznan player this year, and he converted it after Uber Parap had broken through Robert BLASZCZAK. Any suggestion here of foul on the keeper, do you feel?
I didn't see that, to be honest with you. I think the goalkeeper split it, and
I think Milo Dragievich, is he trying to sort of con the ref a little bit? He's worried about the goal going to go in?
I reckon. I mean, I think that he knew that he shouldn't have split that ball, and Morawski just did what every professional should do.
I think there is a wee bit of contact on his face, but the thing is, he goes and puts his hands behind the back of his head, so it doesn't quite make sense.
No, and 15 shots from Lech Poznan, 4 on target in the end. I suppose they did sort of deserve it. Arboleda at the back was the key linchpin for them, it seemed.
Well, he was solid, and he could actually command the back four. Still, in the same time, I think Widzew had that chance when they hit the crossbar. So they still had some chances to come back, and even until the dying seconds, regardless of the performance throughout the 90 minutes, Widzew still had that small, tiny chance to even equalize, which would be really unfair, I have to admit. But nevertheless, it was interesting to watch it.
Well, if you could bet in-game on goal scorers, I suspect Gergo Leverenchik, the Hungarian, would have probably been up there for Lech, particularly second half. Had a couple of efforts and one that rattled the crossbar from distance. And at that point, it looked like Lech's best opportunities were coming from range, not creating too many opportunities close in. But this was a decent effort.
Wonderful.
Fantastic effort, and just rattled the bar, but he was fantastic in the whole of the second half.
Powerful Mohican haircut as well, to be
which I love. That.
Imposing.
Fantastic look.
I have to tell you, if he scored that goal, I think it would compensate the rest of the match, regardless of his quality.
Now, we got Mehdi Ben-Defela off the bench, didn't we, for the home side, Widzew Łódź, from a couple of weeks ago against Wisła Krakow. Saw the best and the worst. A powerful header reminding us of Patrick Kluivert in the '98 World Cup, and then he got sent off. Tonight, almost got a goal with a header as well, and made a difference, in fairness, I think, for the home side.
Well, it shows that Widzew still need a player in the box who can actually convert the headers, because despite these amazing young players, they're good on the ball, but with the headers, they're not as efficient. Whereas Bendehela is just a very decent striker. It was interesting to see that he took him good 5 minutes to come off the bench before the second half.
Yeah,
I thought,
he doesn't look match fit to me. I know he's been suspended off the
I thought he was very muted tonight compared to 2 weeks ago in Widzew, like you say, where he was. You know,
he carries himself almost like Cristiano Ronaldo in his gait, but obviously hasn't got the pace or skill of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Very frustrating play to manage, I can imagine, and he was involved in an incident as well. I thought it was a dive, you know, early in the second half.
So there's Lech Poznan, and we'll talk about them in the title odds in due course. But let's quickly talk about Widzew and sort of retrace our steps. Sunday, September the 16th, they've won 1-0 at Zagłębie Lubin, their 4th victory on the spin at the start of the season. They sit atop of the table. Now 7 games later, just 5 points, Robert BLASZCZAK. I mean, that's relegation form, isn't it?
Well, but this is, we're back to normal. I have to admit, when you look at the players Radosław Mroczkowski, the Widzew manager, has, you need to be fully aware that these players, they're not there to win the titles. These players are there at best to avoid the relegation.